Hello and welcome to Mitch's mic number 7. It is very early in the morning, but I just kind of felt the rush to do this. So here we go. No notes. We'll see how long I can go for. I'm doing this mainly because I mainly had the thought the other day of this is like life is just a game of how well you can manage your communication skills and relationships with people on top of what skills you actually have. Now, if your skill is communication and communicating with people, that's your skill. So you can make that be or sound like anything you want, aka a con man or a salesperson, or depending on how you twist that, can be whatever. It doesn't matter really. And my thought on that was basically, I need to get better at that, but also, what are some legitimate skills I have? So I was going through and just labeling what I'm able to do. And if I don't have anything that I'm particularly happy with, to develop a skill. So whether that be something within a trade or going back to school or just working on something on my own, which has always been the option for me, that's been the option where I've had the most fun and the most productivity has been when I teach myself. Even something like this with podcasting. I've noticed just by doing it over and over and over and over again for months and months and months and months, I have developed more than when I looked up information. Although when I look up information, I do practice it. There's something I need to practice, which is my vocal warm-ups and practices. Like, I woke up about half an hour before recording. My coffee is just brewing now, and yeah. So this is sleepy mode. Mitch's mic number 7, sleepy mode. It is not going to be the cleanest recording I've ever done. It's probably going to be the scrappiest of them all. I probably won't really even edit this one too much, just to see how it comes out. Audacity and my microphone are working great, so I'm just gonna keep going. I had this company meeting the other day. It was actually a class, and what they had us do was basically it was about 60 people who were taking this class, and they did this is at my new job, and so it's in order to get certified in what we're doing. I don't want to say what company I work for. Probably say it if I ever leave that company. I will probably say, as of right now, I have nothing but good things to say anyway. I would just be praising them at this point, but it's been too short of a time to really make a solid review of the company, but so far, crazy good. I feel like they treat their employees really well. I've seen a couple of employees so far complain about the company, and after working in a few grocery stores, I wanted to put them through a wall or a window. But they really, sometimes you don't know how lucky you have it until you either move on and get something better or lose what you had that was amazing and then try and live your life without it. But there are definitely moments where you hit something and then you just know and it clicks. This kind of feels that way for this company for me. But anyway, they did it's online, so there were about 100 people taking it online. So there was a chat pod, and there was an instructor, a host, whatever you want to call him, a moderator, sure. And it was very almost like Twitch stream like, which was crazy funny to me because there was a chat pod, so people were just going back and forth. At one point, everybody, one person said press F to pay respects, and then there were a bunch of Fs in the chat, and I'm just imagining how many people do not know where this originates from but are doing it anyway. It was very good. It was very funny. And oh god, it was so good. Where was I getting at this from? I can't speak this morning. I don't know exactly where I was going with this, but I'll spin it to the point being, it was just the whole thing was very silly. I learned some things, but I honestly probably learned about the same from my general manager at this location. Probably learned about the same amount of stuff from him than I learned anywhere else. I will say the company is very diverse and inclusivity focused, which is crazy cool. Like, on their own accord, in order to become a better company. Like, that's one of their main things, which is really cool. And they want their locations to be as reflective of their physical location. So of the people that live there, the ethnicity, the race, the whatever, even religious affiliations and backgrounds, they want wherever their locations are, they want their people to reflect that, so that way people will feel the most comfortable there. And it's just kind of really cool to me that they're taking that step forward and bringing everybody together and up at the same rate, the same time. I don't know. It just feels good. Feels good. Feels cool. Feels good to be a part of. Also, I've been seeing on Spotify, I haven't checked YouTube in a little bit other than uploads, but that I've pretty much been getting like one follower every day. And I know maybe at one point I'll look back on this and be like, one follower every day. But right now, like, that means a lot. Like, thank you guys for whoever's like following like pretty consistently, because there's been like one person every so often. That feels awesome. So it just kind of feels appropriate to be like, hey, we have a Twitter and we also have a Discord. Everything's on the YouTube channel. So if you go and look up CalmCast on the YouTube channel, under any video you find, it will be all of the links. Twitter's @TheoryCalm. If you ever want me to answer a question, it's at thecalmtheory@gmail.com. Yeah, because I would love to get in touch with more people. We had people joining the Discord, which was really cool. I just noticed I think one or two of them left, so there's still a good amount of people on the Discord for how big or how small rather at the moment we are, but it's just really cool. It's really cool. Yeah, no, I just appreciate any feedback. And this is the first Mitch's Mic where I'm not listening to the Fine Constant, actually. I'm just realizing the Fine Constant, their album Woven in Light. There we go. For the longest time I wanted to say Wasting Light. And no, that is a Foo Fighters album. Yeah, no, it's just really cool to see. I'm still on my way to becoming a better person, still working on therapy, things like that. I know I'm probably going to be putting this out today, so it's going to be a little weird having two Mitch's Mics out one after the other, but I wanted to record something so that way I could also put out something, because I'm working on the Podcomic. I think I figured out a direction I want to go with it. Also, I just had the craziest dream too last night, which I might as well share. The biggest aspect of it was, it was almost like walking through God, what are those little guys from Star Wars? The little bear dudes. People are going to be screaming. Ewoks. There we go. It was kind of like going through like an Ewok encampment with Jack Black, and for whatever reason he decided that I was an enemy and started attacking me, not realizing, which I should have known, that Jack Black is a druid and will turn into a bear at any point and will attack you. So I was like climbing up trees, trying to get away. People are saying, don't climb up trees, you'll just make the bear mad. And I'm like, that's Jack Black, that's not a bear. It was a Jack Black bear. So he came, ran at me, and just kind of came up the tree. I'm a very active dreamer, or a very vivid dreamer, whatever. At certain points during my dreams, I realize it's a dream, and I can take over for like a second, right? And so I think this was also about the time I was probably waking up too, but he was coming at me. I realized, oh, this is a dream. So I just punched him in the nose, and he fell towards the ground at like a 747 nose diving towards the earth, and just like splattered his face into the ground. And I was in shock, and then proceeded to wake up and giggle. Just wake up and giggle on the stupidity of what I had just witnessed, killing a Jack Black bear. I do aim for this to kind of be my, like, internet diary, I guess. So, I mean, I guess expect more dream stories and little tidbits and stories like that. I think I might do these more in the morning if I'm getting these kind of dreams. Would be really cool. I didn't have time yesterday because I worked like a 13-hour shift, technically, between two jobs, all at once, an 8-hour and a 4-hour somewhere else, but it takes me a half an hour to get from one to the other, and I was driving the whole time. Technically, I was gone from my house for 14 hours. We'll put it that way, right? Doing work-related things. So I didn't exactly have time. Today, I have like over 5 hours until I have to leave for work, so I'm like, hey, let's record something. Maybe edit it, throw it up. Why not, right? Do something. Show people I'm still here, because I know Psykicks isn't a thing because I'm crazy busy, Dom's crazy busy. So we kind of just have to find a time to do that. It might even be once every 2 weeks now instead of once a week. We might get together. It might be once a month. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll see what we're doing. I do want to get one in a month at the least if we can. So we'll try and do something there. The Podcomic, I think, is going to be more of the focus. I know somebody who joined the Discord and then left the Discord was very much so into the ASMR stuff. Don't worry, that's coming. That is honestly the biggest time, like doing it in one shot, time consuming thing ever. Like I need a day off to do the ASMR review because I need to set up for that. Like versus the Mitch's mic where I use this one mic that I have, this one USB microphone, I just kind of prop it up on my desk and go, or I write down some notes and then I expound off of those, which has been the majority of them. Today has just been me rambling, but yeah, I feel like doing these will be consistent. Doing these are diaries, doing these are reflections and stuff like that. But also I didn't have therapy this week because my therapist is on vacation, which is unfortunate because I just started going to therapy not all that long ago, but this is also therapeutic for me, so I feel like this is really important for me to do. A couple of my friends know my Solid Snake impression, which I can do. One of my thoughts for a just kind of like a joke video, or like I was thinking about it for April 1st, and maybe I should have, I don't know. Anyway, I missed out, maybe next year or something, but I was thinking about doing my Solid Snake impression, or like doing a, pretending to submit it to Kojima or something and being like, hey, I can do Snake, and just basically make my audition for the new Snake. Absolutely stupid, but hey man, you never know who's listening, right? 1 out of my 11 followers could be Kojima. So jumping back into skills and things that I want to be able to do, like doing my voice practices in the morning, which I haven't been doing, which I absolutely need to be doing, and I need to get on that. I'm trying to develop a schedule slowly. I'm also trying to do things that I used to do but don't do a lot of anymore, like reading. I used to read pretty much every night growing up and fell out of that, mainly because I think any kind of absorbing of culture is really important emotionally, because if you don't, at least for me, what I was doing was more taking things as like ones and zeros and just like black and white, very black and white on certain subjects of just like, this is right, this is wrong, versus how does it make you feel, because you can do things in different ways and just kind of counter logic yourself. So I need to maybe start watching some things more and reading more and just kind of being involved in other people's passions, so that way I can be involved in my passions. That was a big thing last night, and probably why I'm inspired to do something today is because I love voice actors and I love voice acting in general, and I would love to do it at some point for somebody. It really doesn't matter, just kind of in general. But I know me doing this now, like I'm not really like into it. I'm not like crazy energized or whatever, but I just woke up. But I will probably put out something to where I'm doing a little bit more voice actory at some point. Hopefully the Podcomic. Hopefully that's where I can kind of really get back into it and start flexing more on my ability to voice act maybe a little more. But what was I getting at? Anyway, yeah. Listening to voice actors and just kind of seeing them doing it and how much fun they're having in what they do, and like meeting specifically the Overwatch voice actors and seeing them meet each other and do voice lines back and forth to each other and just kind of hang out, have a good time. Like that community is so cool to me. And God, I just love to do something like that. A buddy of mine's an artist who's looking to possibly, like, one of his big goals is to work for Blizzard and to do some art stuff with that. I would love, if not to be an Overwatch character, to do something Overwatch voice related. And I have not seen a single, like I played the game plenty, but I haven't seen any of the, oh no, I've seen one. I've seen one cinematic from Overwatch, and so maybe I should watch those and really get into those, because I mean, I've heard they're amazing. I'm sure they are. It's Blizzard. The one I saw was really good, and just kind of get more involved. I don't know, just kind of get more involved. Like whenever I have free time, be involved, especially if I can't do other things with my free time. Like when I say that, I mean like family stuff or significant other stuff. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that yet. Quite yet. I doubt it. but for lack of a better term right now to say on the internet, I'll just say significant other stuff. And like if I'm not doing that, then do this kind of a thing. Voice acting, it's embarrassing. It is. It's kind of embarrassing. It's more of a more widely accepted now than it ever has been of like doing voices and stuff. I had some guy walk up to me at my job and start doing like a Jar Jar Binks and C-3PO impression they were both spot on. It was incredible, actually. And I mean, I appreciate that, but I don't know how many other people do in the world, especially those voices. Well, especially the Jar Jar, just because it's obnoxious. So, but it's, oh man, I don't know. It's cool to me. And more people are doing that kind of a thing, which is awesome. I heard somebody else do like a Kermit the Frog at work, which was also great. And I'm just sitting here like, I can do Solid Snake and like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. Maybe that's a good one. Maybe I could pull out. But yeah, that will probably do it for me here. I'm going to go eat and have coffee and hang out for a little bit before probably working on the Podcomic. So yeah. So guys, stay happy, stay healthy, drink plenty of water, which I should do right now, and make good decisions.